All right, boys, what is going on? Welcome back to Scheme Kings. Now, today we are really diving deep into this Nick Saban Alabama defense. Now, definitely before you watch this video, guys, go watch the main channel video. I really do an introduction into match coverage and I break down cover 4 quarters. Now, I break it down verse 3x1 and verse 2x2, but I prefer to use it verse 2x2 against a 3x1 set. I like palms, and that I will be breaking down in the next main YouTube channel video. I'm going to be touching on some of that stuff again, but in less depth here, just because I already go over it in the main channel video. So if you haven't watched that yet, definitely go watch that first, guys. So that was quarters breakdown, really an intro into match coverage, what it is, really what we want to do with it. Then this is how we want to stop gun bunch with cover 4 quarters. Throughout this whole defensive scheme, I'm going to be doing full breakdowns on basically all the meta coverage or meta offenses and individually how we adjust our match coverage in order to stop them. So that is what we are doing in gun bunch. Now, we can mix in blitzes. There's other things we can throw at gun bunch, but out of this Saban defense, this is going to be our go-to thing we are going to do, and then we'll mix in our blitzes off of that. One thing with match coverage, guys, I did a kind of similar scheme at the start of last season. I think match coverage overall this year is much better. It is really, really good this year. It reacts better. The 4-man pass rush is just better overall, so your pass rush is going to get home sooner. And just overall, guys, I really think match coverage is the way to go. Match coverage, and then we can mix in our nasty blitzes off of it, and you are just going to give your opponent a ton of issues. Go watch that quarters breakdown first. Now we are going to get into our breakdown. I have gameplay footage at the end where you can see it working in game as well. But this video, we're going to jump around a little bit. This is kind of complicated stuff, so get a pen and notepad out, copy some stuff down. Like I said, I'm going to be touching on stuff I've already broke down on the main channel video, so definitely go watch that. So we're going to hop over right here, and I just want to be able to draw on this screen. So I'm going to bring up a thing here that I can draw on. And then I will show you how the first part of gun bunch. Now, gun bunch, any tight formation. Later, I'm going to break down tight, like tight flex, tight offset, tight end, all of the balanced 2x2 tight looks. I'll be breaking those down later. So we're going to play these two type of things different. Gun bunch is its own thing, but it is going to have what is called a box check. What that means is we have 4 players right here that are basically going to be our box check defenders. It's going to be the outside quarter right here. It's going to be the inside safety. It's going to be the 3 receiver hook. Then it is going to be the quarter flat, all on the trip side. So on the bunch side. This is going to be our box check. And it honestly is very simple. All it is this quarter flat here has the first player shallow out. So anybody who goes out, so if the tight end goes out first to the flats, the quarter flat will take him. If the point man on the bunch goes out, the quarter flat will take him. If the 14 here goes out, the quarter flat will take him. He just has first one out. So the quarter flat basically has this area of the box. Now we have the next area of the box, which is going to be the deep outside area. So right here, who do you think has that? That is going to be the deep quarters defender right here. So he is just going to take the first player deep to the outside. So any corner route, anything running deep to the outside from any one of these 3 players, he is just going to take. So anything. So first player cutting out, first corner route, first deep threat cutting to the outside. And we all know gun bunch people absolutely love deep corner routes, love hitting those plays to the outside. So that is one of the best parts of this defense, is you really can take those away. So quarter flat, first out shallow, deep quarters player, first out deep. Then what do you think we have? Inside quarter player, he has first player deep. So if any of these players run a streak, so let's say 14 runs a streak up the field, now the inside quarter flat is going to take him. Or if this player runs a post, this guy runs a cross, this guy runs a streak, he's going to take the first one on a streak upfield. So now we have 3 parts of our box checked, right? So we have shallow out, outside deep, inside deep, Then lastly, we have our 3 receiver hook. This is going to be the inside most player on the box check. So if anybody runs a drag, anybody runs a slant, first one in, he is just going to take them. Shallow in. So shallow in, shallow out. Deep in, deep out. That is it, guys. It honestly is super simple. We're going to go down on the field and you're going to see it working in game, but I think the easiest way to kind of get the point across was to draw it right here. But that is it. We're going to go over the different adjustments, different things we have to do to make it even better. But that is just a really simplified way of thinking it. First deep out, first shallow out. First deep in or deep if someone just runs, because these players are lined up inside. If they run a streak just vertical right up the field, that's an inside route, so he's going to take him, and then he is first shallow in. Okay, so now that we have a little bit of, just the basics down on what the box check is, now we're going to hop down on the field and we're going to go over the rest of the defense and all the adjustments we do and how well it works. So a few things we want to touch on quick, guys. I do like to play with auto alignment on base. This is just going to make everything look the same as our blitzes. Then you have to make sure, if you're playing on next gen, you have to make sure you go down and you turn your match coverage on. So zone coverage, it'll be on default. You have to turn it into match, or none of your cover 4 quarters, palms, cover 3 seam, any of that will actually play match coverage. That's really, you can check option defense on conservative if you're getting, read options, but that is basically it for adjustments. I'm going to throw our really good man blitz that I went over in the last video in our audibles just so I can show you guys that. But cover 4 palms or cover 4 quarters are going to play the same on the box side. So you can really call either of these. I call cover 4 quarters. We're going to come out in that first. Now we're going to look at the play. We're going to come out in the play Z spot first. Now we're going to go over the rest of the defense. So we already went over these 4. So these all have the box check, right? These 4 players here on this side of the field, they're the box check players. So, but now we have 3 really coverage players on the back side, right? So first we have this player here, our backside cornerback, and he is just going to play basically man coverage on the outside wide receiver on this side of the field everywhere he goes. So even if he runs a drag across the field right here, we have cover 4 quarters, drag on the backside, you are going to see he's just going to follow him all the way and chase him all the way across the field. So he's just going to run with him everywhere he goes. So we basically can X that player out. We don't even have to think about it. Then basically same with our backside quarter flat. Now he is going to basically man up the running back everywhere he goes. So even if the running back, we'll put him on a seam route right here. Even if the running back runs upfield, Bentley here is just going to take him in man coverage everywhere he goes. So we're going to snap the ball and watch the running back there, and he's going to turn, run, and he's going to run with him all the way up the field. So that's, those 2 backside players are basically X'd out if you play it stock. So then lastly, who do we have left? We have the backside safety. Now this is who I like to use her. I want to use this player because he's basically free. He has no set responsibility. So now you can get super aggressive helping all over the field. Technically, if the backside player like Mike Evans here runs a backside post, Phillips would help him, but I don't really worry about that a ton unless they're hitting him a few times. Then you can sit on that route, but otherwise I'm just going to let my backside corner take care of that. And I'm actually going to bring this player down and walk him into the box. So I like to play right about here, over top of the center, in between the linebackers. And I'm basically really cheating to the trip side and playing over the gun bunch. And the main job here is we are looking for any deep crossers coming across the field. So if they have something like this, where Darden is going on a deep crosser, then we have something like this. So right here, what will happen is this is going to be a really tough cover for our safety. So now as Phillips here, we really want to play here and we see, okay, boom, we actually need to take that crosser because that's a really tough play for the safety. And when you see the adjustments that we do, you'll see even more why. Well, we might as well get into that now. So you kind of understand the basics for each one of these players. Now let's get into the adjustments I like to make. First adjustment, like I said, I want to bring our safety down in between the 2 linebackers. Then what I like to do, I like to put the backside quarter flat player, this one, I don't want him to man up the running back everywhere he goes. There's a few reasons, but the main one is if he goes to the flats, he's going to be covering him in a hard flat anyway. If you leave him in a quarter flat and the running back goes on an out route to the wide side, he's going to try to chase him across the field, but he does it super late. He's really bad at reacting to it. So I don't even want to mess with it. I like him just going right to the hard flat right away. Now, in a minute, we'll go over kind of one of the downsides of it. The downside is if they run a wheel. We'll cover that in a little bit, but this is, for the most part, the two adjustments I do every single time. Now, if you look at it, the route combos like how they are. So we'll put the backside post, we'll go to the flats with Fournette. Now we'll put Perriman on a clear out. So this is a super simple concept, flood concept on the right side. It'll work really good against like a cover 3 or a cover 2 look to get the corner route open. But against our gun bunch, look what'll happen. We are going to get this great transfer. Boom. Watch this. We'll go into replay and you'll see how nice this is. This is the reason why this gun bunch box check works so well, but there are some downsides that are coming. Watch what these players do. So it's the box check. So this player is going to have first player vertical and inside. This player is going to have first player out. So watch what happens right here. Boom. This player, even though he's the inside one, he's going to go out. So the safety is going to let him go outside, hand him right to the corner, and our player is just going to match him vertical. Now, both these players are getting matched really easily. Backside, they have this post. Boom. Look at that. Absolutely easy. There is nothing there. This player has first player to the flats. He is going to take that. Running back is going to these flats. Absolutely locked up. There's nothing there. And even as a user, I did nothing on this play and there is nothing open. So that is what makes this defense so good. When you can leave your safety over there to do his box check. But there is a downside. Now this is where this, gets kind of crappy that this is still in the game, but there is a workaround. Now, I want to just show you a route combo here. So we're going to put our tight end on a post route. Then we're going to put the inside receiver R1 on a streak. Then we're just going to put the outside corner on a corner route. Okay? That route combo. Now I'm going to just play, not really touch my user, because really, if you just look at it, how would you think this should play? Well, the user, Phillip, should cover Brait. The safety should cover Darden. And then Perriman should just go to the outside to the deep outside quarter. Right? That should be really simple, but watch what happens. Boom, boom, and just like that, we get absolutely wide open for an easy score. So that's a little bit unfortunate, right? Let's go take a look at the replay really quick, and I'll show you guys this. So this is the big downside to running this gun bunch and why we need to adjust. So look at this. He's going to take first one in this safety. So technically that's the first one in, even though he could just hand him off to the 3 rec or the safety, the backside safety. But instead he just lets this player absolutely bust for a huge game. So that is far from ideal, but not everyone knows about that one play touchdown. Now, I've ran this defense a ton against gun bunch so far this year. I haven't had anybody do that route combo, but if you ran it last year, people would know it quite a bit better. So I haven't actually had anyone run it on me, but it is a pretty easy fix. All we have to do is put our front side, trip side safety in a deep half. That is all you have to do. But it does have its downsides as well. So now he isn't a match player anymore, but he's a deep cover player anyway. We want him back. I don't really need him matching a ton. He's fine to just play over the top and take that whole deep half. Now when we go back to that the route combo I went over before the one play touchdown, it was a streak from the outside player, then a deep cross from the inside player on the bunch. Now watch what happens. Now this is where, as the user, I have to take this route because now that safety isn't matching it, but as the user, I can just take that and we are totally good to go. Wow, he gets a ton of time there, but now we are totally good to go. We'll look at the replay really quick, but now the deep half is going to get over top of that. And now the deep half is going to get over top of this deep route here. They're going to double team that route. As the user, I just have to take this route right here. So that's not that bad, right? That's pretty easy. But the big downside of this deep half is now when we do it and they run a play like this. So now we're going to go back to that flood concept that we went over before. Now when they run the flood concept, I believe it's this one, but it might be the other one. Okay, so this one, it still plays it really good. So we still played the flood really good there. So on that one, we were totally fine. So that is when the outside player goes on a streak, inside player is on a corner route, and then the most inside player on the bunch is on a flat. So now actually we're going to go to a different play because I want to show you the play that really will give you trouble, and it is the play flood. I'm going to move my screen here for 1 second. So it's the play flood right here at a gun bunch. This will be super common if you play a really good player who sees you are running quarters. So we're going to come out in our cover 4 quarters. We're going to do our adjustment where we deep half. We're going to bring this player in. Now watch what happens. We're going to drop back, boom, and we are going to hit that route right there. Now let's go take a look, and you are going to see now both these players are going to take, both our backside players here are going to take this deep clear out route. So right here, this deep clear out route is going to pull back the quarters and the safety right here. And now they're going to have the out route going right to the outside. But watch what happens if we don't deep half. So this is where it's a bit of a cat and mouse game. Now we're just going to play it stock right here. Just play it stock. Now watch what happens. They're going to transfer and do that, do it perfectly, cover it up. I got sacked before I could try to throw it, but we'll look at the replay. So now when there isn't a deep half, watch what happens. Now the clear out route is just going to take one player, and the corner route is going to, or the corner is going to come off and come to that flood, the out route right there. So that is the bit of the give and the take, guys. For me, a lot of the time, I'm just going to start out running deep halves. So at the start of the game, guys, if you're playing someone who's running a ton of gun bunch, this is the setup I'm going to do. I'm going to deep half this player right here. I'm going to take the backside safety of my user, walk him down right here. Then I'm going to put this backside linebacker on a flat route. So that is it. Then if they start hitting floods, they start really messing with my coverage right there and hitting a bunch of out routes, corner routes along the sideline where they're messing with my match. Then I will start to play where I just won't deep half and I'll keep that safety in his normal quarter flat. Then if they were to hit a deep bomb, if they were to split my coverage and hit a deep bomb on me, that is okay. Then we just have to get aggressive with our user. So now let's say we stopped putting this deep half on the top. They hit that deep splitting touchdown. So they know how to do that. Not everyone does. Only like really, really good bunch players will even know about that. But let's say they do. Now as the user, we just have to be cognizant. We're in the middle of this defense, but we're totally free. As long as we don't have a deep crosser, if we don't like this route combo, there's going to be no deep crosser. So if they're going to it, we can sit here. We're going to sit in the middle of the field. We see no deep crosser coming. Now we can get across and we can actually user that route. So I have gameplay footage where I'm going to show you guys something very similar, but that is what I really like to do on that the open side there. Okay, I want to go over 2 other quick things. First, one of the more popular plays is going to be verts, 4 verts, verticals, anything like that. So we're going to set up our defense just like this. We're going to bring this player down. Now, if they run verts, the tight end is going to get open up the seam. He's just going to get open right up there, up the seam. It doesn't matter if you put your player on a deep half, even a deep half, or leave him on the quarter flat. Doesn't matter. He is just going to get up this seam really easily right there. Boom, right in that seam before the corner comes down to it. Now, you can do you can do 2 things. First, if you know they're running it, you can just man up this, you can man up your quarter flat here, put him on the tight end. Now he's just going to man it up, take it up the field. So now when they run it, boom, and they try to go to that, then our quarter flat is going to be right there. That's if they're continually going to it. Or the other thing you can do, you can bring your safety over. Then I will just user this safety. He won't know I'm using this safety at the snap. Then when they snap the ball, I can just sit on this route and go upfield with it, cover it. Now, The main reason I don't love doing this, but I will do it, just catch them off guard so they can't just go to that over and over. Then all of a sudden they see me using that. I might pick it off once. Now they're not going to go to that play. But if you look at the biggest reason why I like to use this player is because the computer doesn't do a great job on crosses. See how the computer really stops his feet and just doesn't react to the crosser great. But as the user now, I can sit on that tight end route and take it away. So I'll just do this. If they go to this once or twice, I'll just hop over, user that, and now they're going to be scared off of it. So that is one route combo. Those are kind of the two main route combos that can give our bunch trouble. Then there's only one other kind of weakness that I want to go over. Other than that, guys, I'm showing you guys the weaknesses of this because I want to show you how to take stuff away. But honestly, I love this gun bunch. It plays so well. This gun bunch defense, it plays so well this year. Now, the other thing that can give us issues, what did I say? I want to put our backside player here onto a hard flat. The big weakness here that you can have when you hard flat this player is if they run a wheel out of the backfield. So let's say they run something like this. Now, wheels out of the backfield don't happen as much because they're just not as good this year. We don't have those really glitchy wheels out of the backfield from the running back, but you still are going to see them every once in a while. Now watch what will happen. Now, if you have a hard flat on this player, he's not going to follow Fournette there, and now Fournette is going to get wide open in the hole there of that defense. So that is really the only weak part of putting this guy in a hard flat. But so right here, you're going to see he's just going to let Fournette go right by him. He's not going to follow him up. Now let's look. If we leave him in his quarter flat, now watch what is going to happen. We're just going to put Fournette on a wheel out of the backfield. We're going to snap the ball, and now you're going to see he's actually going to turn and run with them. So I will just put this player on a hard flat, basically just because I feel like these hard flats get to the flat so much faster. They're going to take away any backside crossers. They're going to do a really good job on all of those routes. They're going to get there. They're just going to play that so much better than a quarter flat, in my opinion. But just be aware, if they start running wheels, now you're just going to have to leave your quarter flat out there. That is the way to stop it. So that is just one more tip. Now, the only other thing I want to go over is our 3 receiver hook. Now, he's going to have first one in, but if there isn't a drag in, then he's going to be basically free to help over the middle of the field. He's just going to pick up crossers, pick up, anything post. He's going to help over the middle. But the other job he has is he's actually going to replace the quarter flat. So technically the quarter flat's job, what did we say? He is man on the running back everywhere he goes. So even if you look on this play like verticals, Fournette is going to the opposite flat. Well, if Fournette goes to the opposite flat, the backside linebacker is supposed to take him the hard flat. But in our defense, now the 3 rec is going to take him, and he does an excellent job. So I want to show you this right here. Watch Fournette on this play. He's going to go boom. Oh my God, he got caught up. But okay, we're going to run that one more time because our D got caught up there. Fournette got kind of caught up in the mess there. This video is going to be long, boys. I am sorry, but I think it's worth it. Okay. So we're going to put this backside player on a backside linebacker on a hard flat. Now watch our 3 receiver hook and watch Fournette. Fournette's going to come through. He's going to go across the field, and this 3 rec hook is going to run with him and absolutely take him away. Last year, this route absolutely murdered match coverage. This running back route to the opposite flat would absolutely destroy you. The linebacker was so late reacting. If you left a quarter flat on, he would do so bad. But this year, this linebacker takes him and absolutely takes that route away, which I absolutely love. That is a huge reason why. There's one other thing I want to go over. So last year when I set up my gun bunch D, I would put this player in a hard flat right here. So I would do this right here. But and the biggest reason why is because people would send this running back on a out route to the wide side of the field. He would get wide open basically every time unless you put a hard flat out there. Now, when I show you guys real gameplay footage, there will be certain clips where I do have a hard flat out there. But the biggest reason you don't want to is because if they run a wheel. Okay, we're gonna look at it from a different play where there's a better wheel, because I want to show you guys, this is the last thing I want to go over. So we're gonna look at the play double post. Now, this was a super common play that people would go to last year that would really give us issues because the running back was so hard to take. I would have to put our front side quarter flat. I would have to put this front side quarter flat into a hard flat. Then he's not going to match the wheel. So now we look here, we have Brait on a wheel. And what would happen is this player would go upfield, he'd match there. Then Brait would get wide open deep down the field. We overthrew it there, but Brait would come open on the wheel. And there was really no way to take them both away, because if we didn't put that player on a hard flat, then Fournette out of the backfield would absolutely murder us on this out route. But now this year, we can just keep our normal defense right here. So we'll bring Phillips in. We'll put backside hard flat. We'll put deep half right there. And we'll leave a quarter flat on the field. And I want to show you how well this takes us all the way. We're going to play here. We see Oak deep crosser right there. Play in the middle of those two. And let's go look at a replay. Then I want to just show you guys the blitz really quick. And then we'll go look at the gameplay footage. But this is why I think, this match defense is so good against Bunch this year. It just does such a better job. So first we'll look at the running back. This was such an issue for us last year. Watch the running back. Boom. He'd cut across. That player's right on him. That was one of the worst reactions I've seen. And even if he catches that, he might catch that for 1 or 2 yards. We are all good there. Now, as the user, what do I see? I see 2 posts coming in the middle of the field. I can basically just split them, pick whichever one I need. I can play both of them at once. No issues there. Then last year, we had to put this guy in a hard flat to try to stop Fournette coming out of the backfield. Now he is just going to match this player up the field, go for him step for step. So that is really all the adjustments I like. I'm going to show you guys gameplay footage, but that is how we like to set up, or I like to set up my gun bunch defense. And I think I covered everything I want to. I'm just going to look at my notes here. I think that's everything. Okay, I want to look over one more thing, guys, and that is going to be our casino blitz. So this is going to be our man blitz. This is going to be our go-to blitz. Now, this is going to be really nice because to beat match coverage, the best way is to get everybody out on routes. They want to get their running back out leaving. They want to get their tight end out on routes. They want to try to flood us deep and just overwhelm our zone coverage. But if we mix in this zone or mix in this man blitz, they just won't be able to do that because this man blitz is going to absolutely fire. So just to set it up, all you want to do, you want to bring this player down here and just put him like how you would when you're usering him. Then you want to user this linebacker here. You want to shift your D-line away from the nickel, slant away from the nickel. That is it. Then we are going to cover the tight end. Now watch how good this is going to fire in. We're just going to go to the tight end, and you're going to get heat coming off the edge. You're going to get the looping pressure coming in a very good amount of the time. Also, we're going to try to run it one more time and get the looping pressure in as well. Casino blitz, bring this guy down, shift over, and we are just going to take the running back or the tight end out of the backfield, and we get looping pressure and the nickel coming off the edge. So that you're going to be able to set that up very quickly. Now you can do your cover 2 blitz as well. You can do the cover 3 blitz that I'm bringing in later, but just running these 2 plays together are going to give your opponent absolute fits. That's going to take 3 seconds to set up. Basically, the only extra step, bring this player down just so it isn't a tell that we are blitzing, so it doesn't look different than our cover 4 match D. We're going to user this player, and you're going to see linebacker here comes up the B gap right there. We have edge heat coming off the edge as well. He gets 2 players in the backfield. Look at everybody's locked up. It is going to give your opponent a ton of issues. So those are the 2 plays. Basically all you need to give your opponent so much issues against when they're running gun bunch. Okay, now let's look at the gameplay footage and then we will get out of here. I know this is a long video, guys, but this match coverage stuff, there is so much info. I want to make sure you guys feel super comfortable in it. I know I showed you guys a lot of the downsides of it, but that's just because I want to show you where all the issues can be. But when you use it in game, it is going to work very, very well. Now let's go look at this gameplay footage. Okay, right here, what do we have? We have our setup that I showed you guys. Hard flat right here, deep half right here. Bring our user down. Now, as the user, we are just going to play in the middle of the field. And our main thing we are looking for, especially when we have this deep half now isn't going to match crossers. So we have any crosser coming to this side of the field. So that's basically what we're looking for. We have a shallow crosser right here, but the 3 rec will take that. We have our quarter flat matching this player, then we have this player coming in. So I'm basically just sitting on that route. I see this player's matching low, and I'm just sitting and waiting for this post to come in the middle of the field. I'm sitting right there. I high point it, going the other way with the football. Right here, same defense. Right here, you'll see me sometimes put a hard flat out there. Hard flat is totally fine to do. You just have to be aware, if they do run a wheel, you're going to be in trouble. So you can run it, you don't have to. I do like running this hard flat almost all the time, unless they are killing me with wheels, just because if they send their running back to this side of the field, now he's going to chase him. Now we have no flat defender here at all. So I don't worry about that as much with this player, but I will put him on a hard flat a decent amount as well. So we're going to look right here as a user. We're just patrolling the middle of the field, and right here, okay, this is match coverage. What do we got? Everybody's matching deep. This is just like super easy for us to match. Look at this. So he motions a player out, but we're just going to match him there. We have our deep half who's going to take here. Now we have the 3rd player in. He tries to run like an inside seam post route, and I just boom, user it, going the other way. So your job as the user, patrol the middle of the field. The first receiver you see deep cutting in, that is going to be your responsibility. Okay, same thing right here. So we have multiple hard flats out here. This is red zone, so I'm not worried about wheels as much here. We're just going to play hard flats across the board. As the user, I'm looking for the first thing coming over, first crosser, first drag, anything coming to this side of the field. That's what I'm looking for. I see this route right here. Okay. Now what do we have? What did I tell you guys? Running back out of the backfield, and how good is our 3 rec at covering this? Watch this. So watch this running back here. He's going to leave, come across. Look at our 3 rec. Sit on it, follow him across, step in front, going the other way. We also had a hard flat who might have picked it off, but this is one of the reasons why I just love this gun bunch defense so much more this year. Watch the 3 rec. Just watch. Boom. Sits, foot in the ground, go the other way, and we are gone for a pick 6 against gun bunch. So absolutely love that. Okay, another thing I didn't touch on, but what you will see them do sometimes is motion this player over, or one of the players. Now it's just going to be 2 by 2. So if they motion any 3 of these players over, now it's just 2 by 2. We're playing quarters. So it's going to be basically the same quarters defense I just showed you guys on the main channel video. So now right here, I'm just reading number 2. If he stays shallow, which he does, he's running a drag slant across the field. Now I am totally free. 2 runs shallow. Now I'm free. I see a crosser coming from the other side of the field. I'm going to take that. He hooks up in the middle of the field. He tries to throw it to him. We step in front, and we are going the other way for a pick once again. So if they motion over, now it just turns into quarters. You're playing, a safety in quarters just like we normally do. So if 2 breaks down, you are free over the middle. If 2 goes vertical, you take him. Okay, right here, this is an interesting one. So I believe this is that double post play that I showed you guys. So right here, we're going to have a wheel we're going to have multiple posts right here. We're going to have the wheel from Casper. Then we're going to have the running back out of the backfield. But if you see me, I put hard flats on the field. So this is a little bit risky right here. So as a user, I'm just going to play crossers. I see a crosser coming. I'm going to take that. At the 3 rec, he sees running back. He's trying to take him. He's a step behind, but I do have a hard flat on the field this time. So now watch what happens. The hard flat steps in front, and he's going to go the other way. But look at, if he holds this ball a little bit longer and waits for this to develop, because I have a hard flat, this player is going to be matching this player across the field. This wheel is going to sneak out here and be wide open if he would have gave it time. So that is the give and the take with the hard flat. But because I did have a hard flat here, the linebacker would have probably, tackled him for a 5-yard gain. But now the hard flat steps in front, and we get the pick off him. So that is just really the give and the take with that play. Okay, now I want to show you guys one of the downsides. So if we are running a deep half and they run flood, so let's watch what'll happen if they run certain corners with a runoff concept. So look at here, corner getting run off, deep half getting run off. Now the flat is fine, but now this corner route is getting wide open for a nice gain down the field. Let's watch it one more time. So clear out right here, because of alignment and how they set it up, he's going to run both these players off. So now this player is going to get wide open. Okay, so now we can adjust. What did I say? We have 2 different ways we can adjust to this play. We cannot deep half. So now we're not going to deep half. Now watch what happens. Now this clear out route will come. He'll take him, but now our safety is going to match. He runs into him there, so there is a little bit of separation, but it was because he got hit. If you see, now he's going to turn and actually match this route. And even if he tries to throw that, yeah, we're trailing, but that is a long throw. That's going to give us a ton of time to get back there. So as we see, we didn't deep half, so now he's going to match on that route. The other thing we can do, what did I say? Get super aggressive with our user. If I see no one coming into the middle of the field, there's no one coming. Now I can get super aggressive. So we have a deep half here, so he's going to get run off. But now as the user, I'll just user that corner route. Because now look, they have no crossers coming to this side. So they have nothing keeping me here. They're trying to run flood. So they have a flat, clear out route, corner route. They have nothing attacking the middle. As a user, I can get super aggressive, take that corner route away. Okay, now one other concept I said that gave us trouble is 4 verticals. So what does 4 verticals look like? It's going to be a wheel route here. It's going to be a crosser here. Then it's going to be the tight end on an inside wheel here. So as the user, I have to take this crosser, right? Because we're deep halving. So the deep half isn't going to take that crosser. I have to take the crosser. This route's just going to sneak in here. So right here, we're going to sit and look at this. So he's going to clear. Now there's a really nice pocket before the corner actually commits. The corner will take that route, but not till he gets further down the field. So they're able to throw it for a 10-yard gain. So right here, what do? This is a different opponent, but same thing. He'd ran 4 verticals a few times. So now I'm just going to user Holland. I'm going to sit right here, sit on that route, take it away. Now this backside safety is going to take this crosser, and now he has absolutely nowhere to go because I just sat on this route. As long as our backside safety handles that crosser, then we are going to be totally fine. We get a sack. He's going down. He had nothing there. Okay, then I just want to show you guys that this quarter's defense is a very good run defense also. So right here, they don't have a ton of running options out of, gun bunch. There's like HB base, there's a counter, inside zone. So most of the time, we are going to have no issues with their run game. We are going to absolutely stuff it, especially because I basically am able to sit in the box right here and almost play as another linebacker here. Oh, guys, and honestly, under center, this is one thing I didn't touch on. If they're running X nasty, under center, single back bunch, we're going to set up our defense the exact same way. You don't play it a ton, but if you do, it's all, the route combos are all the same. Now they're under center. This is the little HB wham. So as soon as I see the tight end waggle down, I know that this is HB wham. Now watch me. I see that, I replace, I shoot in the backfield and make the play. All right. So I just recorded for 42 minutes. That was a long one. I'm sure I'll cut it down. Hopefully it'll be more like 30 minutes for you guys, but that is the gun bunch defense, guys. We're going to be doing similar breakdowns for trips tight end, tight formations, still have palms on the way to fight trips. I'm going to show you guys how to take away empty and I form, how I like to use match to limit those as well. So that is it, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions about this defense, gun bunch, anything, leave a comment. If you can comment on YouTube, throw me an email, or just hit me up in Discord as well. So that is going to be it, guys. Once again, if you haven't yet, definitely go check out the main channel video as well. That is it. King Reggie.